This is Sarah Mikesel with 5M, and today we're here with Dan Schmidt. He is the Vice President of Agriculture with JCB. So thanks for being with us today, Dan.
It's great to be back. Thank you.
Very good. Now, talk to me a little bit about some of the industry trends that you're seeing in farm equipment from a global perspective.
Sure. Probably the underlying trend has been Tier 4 final solutions. So that's very much driven on the manufacturing side. How do we get efficient, fuel-efficient machines into the market at a fair market rate? So on the OEM side, we've been focused on that. What we really see on the production and the customer side is now a change in markets, diversification of customer bases, growing populations with a reduction in natural resource. So here we have potentially escalating fuel prices, a diminishing resource in water, to be specific in North America, and yet an expanding population base. So efficiency is really what comes to the forefront. And what we found here around the world, but really in the US that started to impact us, is some of the European farming methods that talk much more about versatility and sustainability. Sustainability, of course, of the earth we've talked about for some time, but then the versatility to maybe use the earth and or a product in more than one application. So we've seen quite a bit of a trend that way, and a perfect example for me was I was in California a couple weeks ago, and what used to be traditional rice harvesting has now transitioned to almonds, a very different crop. Part of it is legislation, part of it is the perception of water utilization. Ultimately, farmers have to figure out how to make the most out of their cropland, and so we're seeing this transition from big combines to smaller, specialized products. And we've actually seen that happen in other parts of the country, of the world, I'm sorry. And what we're hopeful with JCB is that some of those smaller, localized practices, European farming styles, will start to integrate into North American standards. We see it today in Canada. We're noticing it on the West Coast in California. We're starting to see it on the livestock and cattle side and around the Great Lakes, in Michigan, New York and Pennsylvania, and slowly it's making its way to the heartland of the Great Plain of the Midwest. So I think the theme globally is preservation, utilization of resources to maximize our output, and hopefully for us, equipment that makes our producers' jobs easier and provides solutions that is unique and productive.
And water just seems to be a continuing theme that I've heard just at the conference that we're at. Water is going, and utilization of water is going to be critical in the future globally.
Absolutely. If we feel it here in North America with our population density relative to Western Europe, which is 20% more dense, or Asia, it's a significant concern and one that manufacturers have to keep in mind, and those farming practices continue to evolve. The redistribution of water is the big issue. You know, in the United States, water rights are a concern, but how do you redistribute it fairly, and or the priority of commodities, livestock, population base? Don't have the answer, but we know that both states and some of our customers are struggling with that decision.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
This is Sarah Mikesel with 5M.